Here's the restaurant at the center of a capital controversy. It's a place called Gus's world-famous fried chicken. And if you're wondering how a small chicken chain ended up in politics, you have to go through a stack of emails. It starts with the lobbyists who hired Gus's to cater an event last week at the Capitol. They paid for enough food to feed over 100 people. And by most accounts, the chicken was a big hit. So it was a surprise that Senator Kiana Sears wasn't impressed. According to Gus's manager, Sears called to complain. Sears claimed the meal was overcooked, dry, and not enjoyed by most. A harsh review for someone who didn't pay. And here's where a customer complaint turns into a political drama. According to the manager, Sears demanded they re-deliver the meal. Same food, different day. We had a lot of questions for Sears, like who's getting the food, who's paying for it, and what's being planned that she needed all of that food. It was clear that Sears didn't want to talk about it. We waited for her, and when that didn't work, we tried calling other lawmakers to get their thoughts. And that's how a lot of Capitol stories play out. Everyone wants to talk about it, everyone has an opinion, but no one wants to say anything publicly. Well, I didn't get a lot of answers out of the state Senate today, and I'm starting to wonder if we're ever going to find out what the senator planned to do with all that chicken.